Okay, we are live for our very first paid Facebook online event. So I am super excited about this, guys. So you'll have to let me know your feedback. It's a little bit different than the online series that I've been operating to date during lockdown. But I'm hoping that you just find this a really accessible, easy way to access workouts, because let's face it, we need our workouts to be easily accessible, to just pop up and remind us, so we don't have to do any of the brain work, any of the thinking involved. It's just there and it's easy. So do let me know at the end of the session, or whenever you've completed it, how it was for you. Okay, I want to get your feedback. I'm not sure, I can't see. I know some of you are joining me live, some of you are going to be doing this on demand in your own time or multiple times, which is the beauty of it. So I can't actually see you. So good morning if you're joining me live, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is when you're doing it on repeat. Just make sure, okay, especially because I can't see you, that you're feeling fit and well, that you haven't got any injuries or any niggles or worries that are going to prevent you from doing the workout. Go at your own pace, okay? I'm going to run through a load of variations and options within each move. So just pick the one that works for you, okay? You're not in competition with anybody. You've got nothing to prove. This is your workout. You make it work for you. So go at your own pace. Obviously, I can't see exactly what you're doing, so just, if it doesn't feel right, stop. And just do what feels good for you, okay? Make sure that you've got plenty of water. I've got my glass of water to hand here, so plenty of water, and equipment free. So I really wanted to showcase just how good of a workout you can get using absolutely no equipment at all. We don't need any of these fancy things, okay? I've got a mat behind me because I've got hardwood floor. If you haven't got a mat, just use your carpet, just something comfortable for when we come down and do our mat work. But we are going to get started. Okay, so equipment free, it is called an all over body blast, okay? So we are going to be targeting everywhere in our video today. Now, some of you I know have come to a lot of my sessions throughout lockdown online. Some of you are new, so welcome. Hi, I'm so excited to be seeing you in real life very, very soon. That is exciting. But in the meantime, how great that we can work out from the comfort of our own home without having to put makeup on or get organised. We can just get it going. Okay, we're going to start with our warm-up, guys. So I'm literally coming here, rocking up, toes back down to heels. You can go slower for this, okay, or you can speed it up a little bit. If you're not newly postnatal and your pelvic floor is okay, you might want to take it into a little bit of a jog here. Again, exactly what I said, at your own pace, do what works for you. We're just going to start loosening everything up and letting our body know that we're going to start working out. So I'm going to add in a few little wrist twists here, back and forth one way, just trying to loosen up and get rid of any little niggles. Keep those feet going though. Okay, good stuff. We're going to bring our feet back down and just walk it through really slowly here. This is a really nice one to do, even if you're just, I don't know, in the kitchen waiting for the kettle to boil, or when you're making a baby bottle or whatever it is. Just coming up and down onto your feet a couple of times. It's a really nice one for the balance and also for our ankle strength and a calf stretch. So it doesn't look like much, but always, any opportunity that you can find to get a bit of movement in, then do it. Okay, bringing the feet back underneath, just in line with our knees, so not too wide here, okay? Just standing up nice and tall. We're going to roll our shoulders, drop them down and back, and then roll them forwards again. So a little bit of an exaggerated movement. I'll turn to the side. Keep your core pulled in for this one, okay? So what I mean by that is belly button back towards your spine, and we're just starting to roll through and round off our shoulders. This is such a good one to do to combat all the mum posture where we stay like this, to open it up, back out again, okay? So a couple of these. We are going to be working arms and shoulders today, so this is just waking everything up. Okay, let's get some nice big arm movements coming in. You can move your feet a little bit further apart if you want to for stability here. Again, either nice and slow or you can try and get your heart rate up a little bit by going quicker with these, whatever works for you, but really trying to sweep those arms around and trying to keep them even, okay? If you can see yourself, if you can see a reflection of yourself, or you've got a mirror nearby, try and make sure that they're going not like this, that they're coming up together. And then we're going to change direction, we're going to come backwards. Or, I don't know if you heard that click, but I definitely needed to move in that direction. So it's really important that we go in as many planes of movement as we can. Good. Rotating through, this should feel good, like you need to release. Okay, 2 more. 1 and 2. Let those arms drop to the side. We're going to get some nice little torso bends in here. I love doing these ones. This is your waist muscles that are starting to wake up here. So this is just the warm-up, remember. We're just trying to target all these different areas that we're going to be working. So reaching out, keep the shoulders back, okay? So you're not stooped forwards. Nice length through your spine. We're going to go once more on each side. 1 and 1. Then we're going to bring those arms out to the side. A couple of little rotations here. So my palms are facing down. And it's just small little circles to start off with, okay? Small little circles, kind of the size of a saucer, and then we're gradually going to get bigger. So we're going to come to maybe a dinner plate size, and then even bigger. Bit of an 8 going on possibly at this stage, because it's not a natural movement, this one. And then we're going to turn around, so stay big, come in the opposite direction, and then gradually getting smaller, dinner plate size, and then right down to your little saucers. Keep that core nice and tight for 2 and 1. We're bending the elbows. We're coming into a full twist now. So your hips are swinging around with you. Okay, elbows are just bent at 90 degrees. Keep those arms high, don't let them drop, because we want to feel those shoulders and across the top of our backs firing up. Good. We're going for 2 and 1, roll them down, stretch them off behind your back if you want to, if that feels good for you. Okay, last little set, just to warm up those legs a little bit more. We're going to especially work on the hip flexors, so we're coming up into our open door. So you can do these ones and touch your toe down to the floor each time, or if you want to progress it, you're going to keep that leg nice and high, so we're really working on balance as well, so either works, okay? Touch down, open up, any little clicks and knots, don't worry, okay, it's completely normal. We're just working it out. Really nice one for loosening those hip flexors, especially again if you're newly postnatal, we tend to get really tight through our hip flexors because they bear the brunt of baby carrying. So we're going to do a few more on this leg. 1 and 2. Just pedal those feet through in between, just gives you a chance for your brain to catch up, and then we're going on the other side. So again, either with that toe touch down, or if you want to use your core a little bit more, then you can keep that foot off the ground for balance. I'm going to touch down. Good. Couple of these for 2 and 1. Wouldn't be a warm-up without some squats. I'm just going to turn sideways on. So feet about hip width apart. We're going to sink down into our squats, arms extended, and as we come up, we're coming up onto our tiptoes. Don't know if you can quite see the bottom of my feet there, hopefully. I'm not disappearing off the screen. Okay, so you're getting in a nice little calf stretch. We're testing the balance, squats, all-time favourite move, compound move, so a ton of different muscles that are being used in a single move. We love it. Good. 2 more. For 1 and 2. Okay, give everything a little shake off. I'm going to come and grab a drink. Do take plenty of fluid, okay? It's a warm day today. So don't wait for me to say. Excuse me. Grab a drink whenever you need. Okay, we're going to get started. So we're going to go upper body to start the first segment, lower body, glutes and legs, and then we're going to come down onto the mat for some core work. No equipment, go at your own pace. Okay, how do we do upper body without any equipment? Easy. Arms out to the side like we did to begin with. Palms facing down. And we're just going for small little pulses this time. So as you can see, it's not the circular movement that we were doing before. My arms are balanced, there we go. So it's just pulses. Doesn't look like much to start off with. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So we're just pulsing here. As you're pulsing, really think about what's your core doing. You should have a little bit of a squeeze coming up through your glutes, just to pull that core in. Not holding your breath, okay? But you're feeling tighter through the core, a bit like you've got a corset wrapping around you. That's the word I was looking for. So we're pulsing, okay? If at any point you're feeling any tension through the back of your neck, just bring your chin down to your chest and then look up again and back towards me. It should start to feel like it's burning now, okay? So you'll feel those shoulder muscles firing up. That's what we want, okay? Really important, especially as a man, to work on upper body strength because you've got a lot of lifting and carrying to be doing. Okay, keep it here. We're going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop them down, roll those shoulders back, look down just for a second. We're not giving too much of a rest in between. Roll them up. Same again, this time your palms are facing up, okay? So palms are facing up towards the ceiling. We're still pulsing. It's going to feel harder now that those shoulders are burning. Keep that core nice and controlled. Smile. Get rid of any tension from your jawline and just pulse. It's incredibly effective, this one. Real good burner. I'm sweating already. This is incredible. You don't have to be doing high impact, bouncing around, lifting heavy weights to really get a good little burn on. So keep going with those palms facing up. Just make sure that your arms are roughly even. Good. Keep it going, keep it going. Oh, grit your teeth. You can do it. We're going for 5, 4, 3, 2. You're almost there. 1. Roll them back, drop the chin down. I know that you're feeling that. Okay, just stretch it out again so you can bring the arms behind your back. Push forward, just make sure that you're not pushing those hips forward. Keep nice and straight through the spine. Okay, right, bringing your hands onto your shoulders. We're just going to come into some rotations, just to ease it off a little bit. Both directions again. One is probably going to feel more natural for you, but we want to go in both ways just to keep everything nice and fluid. Okay, this time our arms are coming out in front, okay? So palms are facing up towards the ceiling, and we're going to come into shoulder taps. So with these shoulder taps, same things apply, what I want you thinking about. Nice tight core, a little bit of fire through the glutes, and don't drop those arms down, okay? The temptation is going to want to be to bring those arms down low. Oh, I've lost my sync there. We don't want that. The work comes in keeping them high, okay? So your arms as they extend should be roughly in line with your shoulders, and we're just alternating. Did I start out alternating, or was I doing both? I don't know. I got confused when I turned around. I tell you what, I'll give you the option. You can either alternate or you can go for both. How about that? Good. So keep those arms high. Good. Again, remember if you've got tension in your neck, drop your chin down to your chest, look up, look ahead, keep it going. Remember you can come into your alternating if you need to, like I did, accidentally. Whatever works for you, okay? As long as you're moving, that's all we care about. So keep moving. Good. Keep it going. I know they're burning. Mine are burning. I'm with you here, guys. Doing the same as you. Keep it going for 4 and 3. Slowest countdown in the world. 2 And one, roll those shoulders back. Let's bring the neck down to one side and then across onto the other side. Okay, right, it should be fired up, but you should also be feeling looser, okay? At the start, when we were doing our rotations, it might have felt a little bit creaky, but now you should be nice and limbered up, even if you've got that burn on. Okay, good stuff. Right, we're going to give the arms just a little break for a second as we come into some more of those torso bends. So as I was saying, we did these in the start for our warm-up. Because we've limbered up a little bit now, you should be able to reach a little bit further. So see if you can just reach across. Hips stay facing forwards, okay? So you're not twisting your torso with this one, you're crunching down into those obliques. This one's fine to do if you think you've got a bit of a tummy gap or muscle separation, absolutely no problem. Again, if you've had a C-section, this shouldn't be causing you any issues. You're just reaching across. Just go with as far as is comfortable for you, but keep those hips forward, tension through the core. You know the drill by now. Keep it going. Good. We're going for 4 and 3. One more on each side, across and across. Okay, final little set on the arms before we move on to the legs, okay? You can do this. So I'm going to turn sideways on. Imagine that you've got, I don't know, a basketball in between your arms, okay? You're going to bring your arms behind your head and push up, push up. So we're starting to work those triceps as we extend and push up. It's really important that that ball, that imaginary ball, comes behind your head. And to do that, I don't want you dipping your head forwards. Okay, that's cheating. Stand nice and tall, push up, really fire it away, okay? Big exaggerated movements. Want you firing that ball up into the air. Good. Keep it going. You can use your breath to help you, okay? Anytime you're doing an exertion of muscle power, you want to be breathing out. Exaggerating a little bit there, just so that you get the idea. So keep going. Again, keeping those arms overhead. That's where the muscle fatigue comes in. That's where it's working. Keep it going. How's your core? Still tight? Are you pushing those hips forwards, or are you nice and straight? Keep going. Almost there for 4 and 3, 2, good. 1, drop them down, roll them back. Okay, give everything a shake out. Good. Strong, we're strong. You can do all of those movements, of course, with mini weights. So if you're doing this on repeat and you're going to do this exercise workout video more than once, grab some light weights, okay? Tins of beans from the cupboard and do these and see how different it feels, okay? Doesn't need to be anything heavy. Okay, grab a drink if you need to. We're moving on to lower body. I'm going to come and grab a quick water. Okay, good stuff. Lower body, I mentioned at the start, squats were going to feature highly. So here's what I want you doing with your squats. Bringing your feet underneath your hips, okay? Your hips are narrower than you think they are. So just have a quick check down. Check that your knees are in line with your toes and that your hips are in line with your knees. This isn't hip width, this is shoulder width. So bring them in. And then I want you to imagine that you're sitting back down on something. If you've got a chair behind you, you can sit back down onto that chair and come up. Okay? Guys who have been with me for a long time, I want you going down as low as you can with these squats. You know what you're doing. So really sinking into those squats as deep as you're comfortable with. Think about, as you come up, pushing those hips forward slightly, squeezing the glutes. Exaggerating that movement. If you want to swing your arms back to help you, then absolutely do. Once you've got your nice little squat rhythm going on, I also want you to start thinking about your pelvic floor. So lifting up your pelvic floor as you come up out of that squat. You need to raise the eyebrows. Raise the eyebrows. Okay, so you're lifting up Don't worry if you can't feel the connection quite yet. Just start practicing thinking about it and it will come. So keep going with these squats, nice and deep. Good. Of course, if this is your level, keep it there. Okay, still working. If you can sink down nice and low, then do. A couple more of these. For 3, and 2, and 1. We're coming straight into curtsy lunges. Curtsy lunges. Stay nice and tall through the body. Shoulders are back. Chest is out. Good. See if you can drop that knee down nice and low towards the mat. Can you get down to the mat? That's why you need a mat and not a wooden floor. Keep going. You can slow these down, okay guys? So you don't need to go fast. I'd much rather you went for good control than sped through. And if you want to raise that heartbeat, again, up the pace a little bit. Good. Back into squats in 3, and 2, and 1. Sink back in. Whew. My heart rate is up. Okay, don't forget to have a drink whenever you need to. If you're doing this on record, you should be able to pause. Just pause when you need to, come back to it. Good. Keep it going. Are you squeezing at the top? Are you thinking about the pelvic floor? Keep going, 2 more. 1, and 2. Shake it off a little bit. We're not breaking for long. Keeping on the glutes. If you need to hold on to something, then you can. We're coming into a side leg lift to knee raise. So you're channeling. You're in a ballerina here. Fine to hold on to something if it's your first time. Whew. If you can do it without, those core muscles are firing up, yeah? Anytime we come off balance, it's the core muscles that have to work to keep us stable, to keep us upright. They are there, I promise. Good. If you're doing it upright and you want to touch your toe down in between, that works too. And then most advanced, keeping it off the mat completely. Should be feeling this. I'm sweating, woo! Good. Told you it was an all over body blast. 3, and 2, and 1. Pen those feet in between. Grab a drink if you need to. Grab hold of a wall if you need to. We're doing the same on the other side. So you're either holding on or you're adding in that toe tap, or you're doing it without. Loads of variation, guys. Don't forget to breathe. Keep it going. Keep those shoulders down. Good. Just find something to focus on. Me, hopefully. That's what you should be looking at. Good. You might feel it in the glute of the standing leg, okay, with these. This is the one that's taking all the body weight. Oh, I'm feeling it. 2 more. And a 1. And a 2. Yes, walk it through. Walk it through. And coming in, just to show you how much of a sweat I've got on. Okay, so if you're feeling exhausted, it's a good thing, okay? It is working. Okay, good. How are we doing? Oh, blimey, we're going through this. Okay, I've got 1 more set that I want to do on the legs, and then I promise we're coming down and doing some floor work. So, lunges. Starting off with either alternating forward lunges, that's option number 1, okay? Again, body staying nice and tall, you're sinking your knees down low. If that feels like too much impact on the knees, you can take it into a reverse lunge instead. If you're happy with those and you want to progress it, take it into a lunge pulse. So not giving any rest in between, staying on the same. So any of those options you go for, I'm going to come into reverse lunges. Again, it's a downwards movement, okay? So you're sinking that knee down to the floor rather than trying to step really far away from your body. If you're pulsing, change legs. Good. If you're alternating, keep on alternating. You've got it. Good. We're going for 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one. 1, shake it off. Final little leg move. Okay. Oh, you're going to kill me. We're going into a squat hold. Nice wide legs, okay, for stability. So at least shoulder width wider if you're more comfortable. You can have your toes turned out to the corner of the room if you need to. You're lowering down. Now see if you can get lower than this, okay? You're lowering down and you're holding there. You don't have to come this low. Maybe this is it. But look, my shoulders are back. My back is straight. And we're just staying here. Okay, so however low you can come, stay. All the weight gets shifted into your booty. Okay, breathe. Look forwards. I promise we're not doing any more leg work or any more arm work after this. We're coming down and we're doing core. Go, 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 go. You can do it. Stay down, stay down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. Oh, yes. Give those legs a shake out. I'm giving you a virtual high five because that was a booty burner, a glute burner, a leg burner. Definitely take a drink. Okay, we are coming down onto the floor. I'm going to move my screen slightly for you guys, so bear with me just a sec while I dip you down. There we go. Okay, so whatever space you've got on the floor, bring your water down with you, okay? And then you're just coming down onto your mats. I promise that this section, the heart rate's going to come down. Give those thighs another little pat down if you need to. Okay, this is all about the core now. So, if you're newly postnatal, if you think you've got a bit of a gap in your stomach muscle still, I want you coming onto your side and then coming down. If not, you can roll straight over onto your back, and this is the position I want you in, okay? So knees are bent, feet are flat on your mat. Just take a second to really get comfortable here, okay? We're not in a rush. So just make sure, it doesn't matter how wide apart your feet are. If you want them wider, feel free. If you want them in line with your hips, go with whatever's comfortable for you. Just make sure that you're not really imprinting your spine down onto the mat, because if you do that, your pelvis tilts up into your rib cage. So go with what's your natural stance on the mat. I've still got a bit of a gap, for example, underneath my back. Okay, I'm going to move that away. And then you're going to bring your arms out nice and wide like a scarecrow. So we're really opening up across the front of the chest there, which should feel good. Oh, I haven't quite got room to open up on that side. I'll do mine one-armed. Okay, so from here, we're just going to come into some toe taps. And we're going to run through a load of variations here for you. If you know what you're doing with your toe taps, feel free to get stuck in straight away. If not, I'll run through them in order of progression. Option number 1, you're going to keep one foot down onto the floor and just raise one leg so that your knee is in line with your hip bone. Okay, this foot stays grounded and you're just going to tap the toe down and then bring it back up, making sure that that knee comes back in line with your hip, doesn't come too far into your torso. And this is how you're going to do your toe taps. Literally tapping down on the floor in front of you. Now, the further away you tap from your body, the more intense it is on those tummy muscles. So feel free to have a play around. You shouldn't feel any pulling or any doming. Okay, so just go with what works for you. If that feels okay, you can bring both feet off the floor into tabletop, okay? And then you can alternate. Alternate one and alternate two. Again, the further forwards you tap, the more intense it is in those tummy muscles. So just go with what works for you. Keep it in nice and close to your body if you feel any pressure. Okay? So go with your toe taps. Just keep going with what works for you. It's a really great core work, this one, okay? If you want to feel what's going on, bring your arms in from the side and just put them down on your tummy muscles and feel the work that's happening there. Good. We're going for 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees into the chest just for a little bit of a release, especially on the lower back there. And then we're going to go again. So if you were doing one leg with one down on the floor, you can alternate legs now, okay? If you were doing both, you can keep on doing both and alternating sides. If you want to progress this a little bit more, you can get the arms involved. So bring the arms up in the same position and then come into a little pec deck. So open and close. It requires a little bit of brain workout, this one as well. So go with what works for you. Like I said, this is your workout. Keep it going. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Bring those knees in. If you want to rock back and forth slightly, if that feels good for you, then absolutely do. Okay. And then when you're ready, you're just going to drop those feet back down onto the floor. Again, just take a second to make sure that you're in a comfortable position. Hips should be in line, okay, so make sure that one's not coming up higher than the other. From here we're going to come into some bridges. So you can either have your arms laid down by the side of you, or you can have them open like a scarecrow, whichever one you want to. And I want you to just start with some pelvic tilts. So for your pelvic tilts, look, I'm going to move my arms out the way. My bottom isn't leaving the floor. It's a really gradual movement. Literally, I want you imagining that you've got a little marble resting on your pubic bone. You're trying to roll it down into your belly button, okay? So you're tilting your pelvis up and into your rib cage. This is a really lovely move in and of itself. It's great for just some pelvic mobility. It's nice for the lower back, and it's working those low down core muscles. It's also how we start coming up into our bridges. So once you've been doing this for a little moment, I want you to just think about lifting your bottom away, and we're basically peeling our spine away from the mat. So you're coming up and you're lifting your hips. Now don't worry too much. If you're new, how far you come up, this might be your stopping point. I just want you stopping and holding. You're automatically getting a bit of a squeeze through those glutes. Hold for a little moment, and then I want you thinking about rolling that spine back down to the mat. The last thing to come down is the tailbone, so we're really trying to articulate through the spine. Okay, again, we're lifting up. And some of you might be able to come quite high and come up onto your shoulders or the top of your back here. Again, hold, squeeze through the glutes, hold it here. Take advantage of this time to be lying down, even if you are working out. Hold it, hold it, hold it. For 2 and 1, and then rolling that spine really slowly coming down to the mat, okay? Not just in one movement. Good stuff. Okay, we're going again. Before you lift those hips, think about drawing that belly button back in towards your spine, so you're really clenching or tightening up through the core, coming up just as high as you're comfortable, okay? It really doesn't matter if you feel like you're not clearing the mat much. It's fine. You're still working all those muscles, I promise. It's one of those moves that you can articulate more the more you do them. Such a great move, this one though. So hold it here. See if you can push your hips up as high as they'll go though. 2 and one, rolling back down. We've got 2 more of these to do. If you want to advance it and take it into a single leg bridge, then you absolutely can. You might feel like you can't get quite as high on a single leg. So as you can with both feet on the ground, go with what works for you. There's no rush with any of these. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 2 and 1, rolling the spine back down, tailbone, last thing to come down. Okay, final bridge guys, coming up. Really try and push those hips as far as they can for this last one. Really squeeze those glutes. Get everything fired up. We're holding it here. You'll probably feel it coming around into your thighs as well if you're really squeezing. Good stuff. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. We're going for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, rolling back down and bringing those knees into your chest. Oh, how nice does that feel? Good work, guys. Okay, we've got one last little set and then I promise we're stretching off. Nailing it this morning. Okay, rolling over onto your side and then across onto all fours. I'm actually just going to move my mat around a little bit. How am I doing? Good, I'm doing it. Okay, so you're coming across onto all fours. Okay, a huge amount of variation here. What I want you to do first of all is just make sure that the crooks of your elbows are facing each other. So most people are slightly hypermobile in their arms, in their elbows. So if you put your hands facing forwards, you'll tend to find that your crook of your elbow is also facing forwards. So what I want you to do is just turn your hands in towards each other. Let me come around this way so that the elbows face in. So you see if I do this, my elbows are facing you. I want them facing towards each other. It just means that your muscles are taking the burden rather than your joints, okay? So just go with what works for you. Okay, from here, you're going to have a nice flat back, no rounding through the shoulders. Draw that belly button back in towards the spine. Bring the toes in. So you're flexing onto your toes and you're literally coming up and down. So this is option 1. Okay, so this is a great one. It's a shortened plank. If you're newly postnatal or if you haven't got much core strength yet, this is a lovely way to build it up. Because we're not lengthening out, there's no pressure there. So it's fine, again, if you've got any stomach muscle separation. If you've been coming a while, you might want to come into a knee plank and hold it this way. Trying not to disappear off the screen. Okay, and for the more advanced, fully recovered, please don't do this one if you've got any lower back issues or if you're newly postnatal, you can come into your full plank. So lots of variations, as I said. If not, keep going with these. Again, you don't have to come all the way up. We're not coming into downwards dog. Just literally coming up and down. After a while, you're definitely feeling it, right? If you're holding your plank, just hold it for as long as you're comfortable with. And then return if you're starting to wobble and take off again. We're going for 3 and 2. And 1, sit yourself back down onto your heels and stretch those arms forwards for a quick limb release. We have got one final move to do, which is one of my favourites. It's the Superman. So you're staying on all fours. Again, just turn those elbows in if you need to. Option number 1, you're bringing one arm out in front of you and the opposite leg behind you. Return to centre, switch sides. It is a wobble of this one, okay? As I said, anything that causes us to be off balance is testing those core muscles. So you can keep alternating here, okay? If you're more used to them, I want you coming out at an angle. So out to the opposite corners of the room. Again, makes it slightly trickier with your balance, I say, concentrating really hard. And then more advanced still is to bring elbow and knee to meet underneath. Don't do this if you've got a gap, because it's a little crunch move, this one, which is what we want to avoid if you've got muscle separation. Stay on the same side if you're doing that, okay? Okay, if you're doing the meet, you can switch sides. If not, keep alternating and have a play around with the angles, okay? As I said, you can come out to the corners of the room. You can come out, touch down, and come back. So keep going. For 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, straight into our stretches from here, guys. Sitting yourself back onto your heels. Don't worry if you can't get all the way there. Coming into child's pose. Arms come forwards. You can bring your forehead down onto your mat if that's comfortable for you. A couple of really nice deep breaths here. It's a lovely restorative pose, this one. And a great stretch. Remember those shoulders that we did, all that shoulder work that we did at the beginning of the class? This should feel really lovely. See if you can just walk those fingers a little bit further forwards. Hold it here. Good stuff. In your own time, you're coming back up onto all fours. You're going to thread the needle, so bring one arm. I'm going to move this slightly so I can see you. Hi. One arm underneath your torso. Shoulder can drop right down to the mat. Reach those fingers forwards. Hold it here. And then you're switching sides. Let me turn around. So you're coming under. Face your neck in the direction of that hand. Drop your shoulder down to the mat if that's comfortable. If not, you can stay up with it. Just get a lovely stretch along the back of your shoulder blades. And then back up to centre. Excuse the crazy hair. And coming around to sitting, however's comfortable, okay? So you can sit cross-legged, have your legs out to the side, straight in front, whatever works for you. But I want you sitting up nice and tall. Whew, we're almost there. Got a proper sweat on. Okay, just rest your hands down on your knees. I want you bringing an ear to a shoulder. So don't bring the shoulder up, bring the ear to the shoulder. You should get a lovely stretch through your neck on that side. And then swivel your chin down and roll it across onto the other side. Close your eyes if you want to here. Hopefully the little one's letting you just get these stretches in. Okay, back down, chin to chest and looking up. We're going to bring a leg out to the side and then reach across. Grab a hold of wherever's comfortable, okay? That might be your shin, ankle, shoelaces if you're wearing trainers, toes. Should feel a nice stretch all the way along that back leg, all the way along the back of that leg. Hold it here. Good, 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 good. Take a nice deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just see if you can lean a little further into that stretch. If it's painful, don't make it painful, okay? It should feel a good stretch rather than a painful one. Okay, switching sides, leg out, reach across. I've got short legs so I can grab my toes. This should feel really nice. You are, if it's the first session that you've done for a while, you're going to feel this, okay? Maybe not tomorrow, might be the day after, but it's a good ache. I would keep mobile today. If you're doing this in the morning, just try and stay active, walk up and down the stairs a few extra times than you would normally. Get a few extra stretches in, see if you can lean into that stretch a little bit more. Hold it here. Okay, good stuff. And then sitting back around, however's comfortable, we're going to finish stretching off those arms. So one arm comes across the front of your chest, pin it in, Again, you should feel this just around the back of your shoulders, which we definitely worked hard. But there you have it, not a single piece of equipment needed. You definitely got the heart rates up, but we didn't do impact. You definitely felt the burn, but we didn't use weights. We definitely worked our entire body. So we've worked arms, shoulders, back, glutes, core, hamstrings, everything. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling a little bit more flexible, even if you're feeling a little bit more exhausted. You might be feeling full of energy. I hope you're feeling full of energy. A good workout always leaves you with a smile and feeling good. Okay, and I'm coming in and giving you all a virtual high five because that was awesome. I have run slightly over. Sorry, I get a little bit carried away sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, because it feels good, right? So if you've done this live, woo, thanks for joining me. If you're doing it on record, woo, thanks for joining me. If you're gonna do it on repeat, woohoo! Double high fives and thumbs up to you. Let me know how you got on. Let me know what you thought of the workout. Let me know how you got on with this whole Facebook paid online events and how easy it was for you. Any feedback, of course, let me know. I'm hoping to do quite a few of these going forwards and seeing you all in real life very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Drink lots. Take care.